Well, I'm back in the Peak District again today. I'm here at Surprise View car park, just outside the village of Hathersage, and I'm going to be concentrating all my shots just from this one location to show you that you can get lots of views just from this one place. Now here you've got Hathersage Moor over in the distance there, and over Owler Tor, which is the main group of stones over here. And you've also got Millstone Edge over on that side, which looks over the village of Hathersage. There's wonderful views around here. We've also got these lovely group of silver birch trees, so there's lots to shoot. Now I chose today to come here because it was meant to be the best day of the week weather-wise. It was actually sunny when I left this morning, but arriving here it's cloudy, it's windy, it's cold, and I've just checked the weather app again and it's due to rain this afternoon, so I'm really up against it here. But undeterred, I want to show you that you can get many views from just one location, despite the weather. Hey, sun might even come out if we keep our fingers crossed. And all this in the middle of winter, where there's no seasonal colour, there's no fog or mist for added atmosphere, plus those cloudy conditions. But oh yes, I'm going to do this. So I'm actually going to start off here amongst all these silver birch trees just by the car park. But I'm looking for smaller, intimate landscapes here, forgetting that horrible tray that someone's left obviously. But I found this nice little group of trees here and a nice rock in the foreground. So I'm just looking for individual trees that are catching my eye, ones that are just the interesting shapes, something that I can isolate. I'm not shooting it wide, I'm going to either get in close or I'm going to shoot it with a zoom lens. But I'm trying to isolate certain trees amongst all the chaos, just to find individual views that really come to life. There's a couple of trees here, so you've got this one with a rock and little trees behind it. There's nice free trunks growing out of the base. And then there's just one behind there which I can incorporate into the view to combine with this one, or I might go and shoot that on its own. But again, it's zooming in, getting rid of the rest of the landscape, the rest of the trees, and just concentrating on what is a miniature landscape. Intimate views without having to shoot the whole lot. Now you've probably seen me shoot this next rock and group of trees in a previous video. I'll put up the link up here just so you can go to that if you haven't seen it. It does make a wonderful shot, nice foreground with the big rock there, mid-ground with the trees, and then the wonderful landscape beyond. Makes a fantastic view that, but to avoid repeating myself, I'll leave that one for today and move on to the next viewpoint, but it's definitely one worth shooting. Well, my next shot is not necessarily going to be a viewpoint, but just a subject within the landscape here. We've got this fence running down the whole of the hillside here. Got some nice, concrete posts, but they've actually got some nice texture to them. So they actually make a good subject. So I'm going to shoot them with my telephoto lens, and shoot them wide open f2.8, and focus second or third post in, and then just let the rest fall out of focus with the wide aperture. And that just makes just a really nice subject there. No big dramatics, just an interesting shallow depth of field effect and a great picture. So I'm going for my first actual landscape view here. Nice viewpoint over the top of the Millstone Edge. I'm framing up this group of silver birch trees down here, nice rocks on the right hand side, with just a hint of the landscape beyond, which is the distant hill. All these trees here kind of cover up the village down there. There's lots of houses down there, so it's a wonderful view, but there's obviously a village in between. So I'm using all these trees to try and hide that. So it's a landscape down here in my foreground with just that one distant hill in the background there. So I'm using a 3 stops hard grad to hold back the sky there. There's some real nice texture in the sky up there. No sun breaking through, but it's still a really nice landscape. I much prefer these heavy clouds rather than the blue sky, so suits the scene here, and there's a nice contrast with these silver birches and the dramatics beyond. So yeah, this is looking pretty good here. Well, I've actually found a second view to do from here. I've just moved around the corner here, and now I'm looking onto the edge of this landscape. I've got this nice big boulder down here to use as a foreground. I'm still using the silver birches within the shot, but probably more dominant now as well. There's not much view between the trees here. I've got some more trees coming in the distance there, but I'm getting a lot more of this rugged landscape. Shooting in the vertical format to really make the most of this. And I've switched from the hard grad to a medium grad, 2 stop medium grad, to hold back that sky, which is coming in really nice and menacing now. I'm just testing out these medium grads that I've got for the 7.5 system. I'm going to be doing a video on them in the future to compare them with soft grads and the hard grads. But the medium's looking quite good here. The hard grad was a bit too hard on this situation, where it was just coming over the top of the trees. Soft one would have been too soft, so a medium is just right here. The one thing I am doing here is putting the ISO up to 400, because those top of those trees are swaying about a bit in the wind. It is really quite windy up here, and I don't want too much blur in those trees in the movement, so I put the ISO up to 400. It's giving a shutter speed around 60th of a second, I think. I think that's going to help, because I don't really think the blur is going to add anything there. Well, I've come over to Over Aulator now. It's a little less windy here, not being blown about so much. But although I was going to be thinking of concentrating on views looking south, I'm still looking north here. This is the view up to Stanage Edge, simply because there's some just wonderful clouds moving across there. I can't ignore those, and they're really making this shot. I've been wandering around here about 10 minutes trying to find a suitable foreground, because it's quite messy here. There's lots of the heathers, lots of dead ferns in between, so it's quite messy, as you can see. So it's just been trying to find the most suitable rock with a clean foreground to suit that view beyond. Now, the view up to Stanage Edge isn't that dramatic. They've got the road leading through the shot, but it's quite flat there. But the thing that's making this shot now then is the foreground of the rock that I found, and that dramatic cloud up there. That's really making a shot. You just can't ignore that coming across there. It's perfect sky for landscape photography. And I'm using the vertical format and including probably a bit more sky than I would normally in a landscape image, simply because that sky is so fantastic. I love this. Well, I'm at the top of Over Aulator itself. Wonderful views all the way around, wonderful rock formations. But rather than shoot it as a landscape and try and include some of these in a composition, I'm actually going to shoot and just create some abstract shots from the rocks themselves. It's quite a difficult place to shoot. These rocks are so large, but they're full of interest, texture and shape, and that's really what I want to concentrate on here. So let's go and shoot some abstracts. And now here comes that rain that was forecast, so I might not get to end this shoot. Well, the rain is just about passed through now, so I've just stopped off on my way back down towards the car park to do what's probably my last landscape shot of this shoot. Stopped off by this millstone here. Can't come to the Peak District without doing a shot of a millstone. I'm not so keen on the stone in front of it though. Looks a bit like a dog or something, but never mind. So I've set up in a vertical format. I'm now looking south, and I put a 2-stop grad over the sky. Just a very simple shot. It's pretty much set up here. You just have to set the camera up and frame this one up. Now there is another millstone over there. I'm going to try that one as well, see if that gives a better viewpoint with no dog in the shot, and then head back down through the trees and see if I can get one more shot before I get back to the car park. Now just before I leave here, I'm just over here. I found these nice trees, 3 little trees on their own. It's a great shot. Come and have a look. Just over here. See, I'm set up here. Got these 3 little trees in the distance here. 1, 2, 3. But there's a lovely patch of grass here amongst all the dark heather. That's making a nice foreground for my shot, which I'm doing here. It's quite difficult to frame up because those trees are quite small, so I don't want to go too wide with a wide angle lens to bring the foreground, because you lose those in the distance. So I've got to step back a bit, zoom in, but still get that foreground in. But I think that's looking quite good. Unexpected find. Well, I'm just passing through the last set of woods before you get to the car park, which is just down there. I'm just going to have a last wander around, see if I can find a couple more shots just to finish off of these fantastic looking trees. Well, that's my one location, many views. As you see, there's always more than one shot to do wherever you go.